In the year 3129, Earth was gone. The blue planet had turned to ash over 500 years ago. No human cities remained. No voices. No life. The Galactic Council declared humanity extinct. For centuries, the galaxy forgot humans ever existed. Exactly what the aliens wanted, but one day, a signal changed everything. It came from the edge of a dead zone near Saturn. A quiet pulse, repeating. Faint at first, but strong enough to reach an old alien listening post orbiting Jupiter. The message was simple, just 5 words. I remember everything. I'm coming. Panic spread across the Galactic Council like wildfire. The Zorkai elders demanded answers. The Metron Queen screamed for silence. The old Alliance leaders gathered in secret chambers. How could this be? Humans were erased, their history wiped, their worlds burned. The alien archives had been cleansed, billions of records deleted, even. Their name was forbidden in some systems. So who was sending that signal? The answer was hidden deep in the frozen wasteland of Titan, one of Saturn's moons. Beneath the ice, inside an old, broken human bunker, someone was alive. His name was Arlen. He was the last known human, not by accident, by design. His father had built the bunker, his mother had stored the old knowledge, and Arlen. He had waited for years, for decades. In silence, watching. Learning when he was a boy, he found an old human satellite buried under the ice. It held memory songs, stories, history, technology. Everything the aliens tried to destroy, Arlen memorized it all. He knew what the aliens did. He knew how they feared humanity's rise. Humans had once stood toe-to-toe with the greatest empires in the galaxy. Not because of power, but because of mind, creativity, chaos, free will. So the aliens came together. They didn't fight humans. In open war, they erased them, slowly, quietly, with mind weapons and memory viruses. The humans called it the final silence. Nice. And then, Earth was no more, but Arlen survived. And now, after 500 years, he was ready. He sat in the dark, watching glowing screens light up one by one. His signal had reached the alien network. The ancient AI he reprogrammed called Echo was now spreading his voice across old channels. Once, these were used for trade and war. Now they carried something far more dangerous, truth, across the galaxy. Strange things began to happen. In a museum on the planet Veras, an old AI suddenly woke up and showed schoolchildren a forbidden image. A human flag waving on the moon. On a warship near the edge of space, an alien captain heard a human song play from his ship's core memory. He froze. The lyrics were in English, a language no one had spoken for centuries. In the heart of the Galactic Council, screens flickered. Human faces appeared. Names long forgotten. Words like Earth, freedom, and resistance began to echo in official channels. The aliens panicked. Shut it down, screamed the Zorkai elder. Find the source, hissed the Metron Queen. Know the signal. The Iraq's general, but they couldn't. Arlen had spread his signal like a virus, clever and unpredictable, just like the humans used to be. And now it was everywhere. He stepped outside the bunker for the first time in years. The sky above Titan was dark and cold. The stars didn't care what happened on Earth, but Arlen did. He whispered, "This is for all of them." Behind him, Isia's voice replied. Transmission spread. 48 systems infected. Memory walls breaking. Arlen smiled. It was beginning. The Galactic Council sent hunters, alien assassins trained in stealth and silence. They were fast, deadly, and brutal. But when they reached Titan, Arlen was already gone. He had used an old human cloaking ship hidden under the ice, one of the last of its kind. He called it the Memory Blade. Now he was flying through the stars, not to hide, not to survive, but to remind the galaxy who humans really were. In the capital city of the Zorkai Empire, something strange was happening. Inside the grand learning holoplace, where knowledge had been carefully controlled. For centuries, young alien students stared at a giant screen in shock. Their lesson was supposed to be about galactic peacekeeping history. But instead, a human face appeared. Calm, defiant, alive. It was Arlen. He looked straight into the camera and said, "They erased us, lied to you. But I will show you the truth." Then the screen went black. Across hundreds of worlds, the same thing was happening. Museums, schools, libraries of warships, all began receiving pieces of the lost human record. Stories once deleted. Images long destroyed. Warnings no one remembered. The alien elders scrambled to block the data. But the information was too old. Too deep. Hidden in systems even they had forgotten. And one terrifying truth echoed louder than any other. Humanity wasn't defeated. Was betrayed. The story unfolds from his cloaked ship, the Memory Blade. Arlen released his next weapon, not a bomb, not a virus, but a story. It was the truth about the final silence. Hundreds of years ago, the Galactic Council didn't fight Earth directly. They couldn't win an open war. Humans were unpredictable, brilliant, and adaptable. So the Council created a new kind of weapon, the history wipe. They sent memory scramblers, mind-altering satellites, and data-burning drones. They made entire planets forget Earth even existed. Some humans were captured and recoded into, thinking they were born alien, vanished without trace, and when the skies over Earth burned, the galaxy cheered, without knowing why. But the Council made a mistake. They allowed a secret order of alien historians to store old truths in protected vaults. To learn from the past, they said now. Those vaults were waking up. Enter the record keeper on the quiet moon of Yelva. A blind alien named Darina, former historian, once punished for speaking about Earth's, felt something in his mind. Unlock a song, a sound he hadn't heard since he was a child. He walked to the ancient vault under his home. It hadn't opened in 200 years. But now, it glowed with a strange blue light. Inside, a recording began to play. We are the children of chaos. We're the storytellers, the dreamers, the fire that never sleeps. We are human, and we remember. Darren fell to his knees, he whispered. They lied to us all. Alien civilizations begin to fracture as Arlen's signal continues. Alien citizens start asking questions. Who are the humans really? Why were they erased? Why do we fear them if they are gone? Protests erupt in major alien cities. Statues of peacekeeping heroes are painted with red symbols, symbols from Earth's lost languages. A popular alien singer releases a song in English. It becomes the most shared sound file in the galaxy in 12 hours. The Council responds. With silence, then fear, then violence. They call it the human infection. They begin arresting people who even speak the word Earth. But it's too late. Arlen's next move, from deep space. Arlen speaks again. He hacks into the Galactic Archive's core layer system, untouched in 600 years. He doesn't destroy it. He rewrites it. Every major alien species now has a new entry. In their official records, species influenced by humanity, one of one, the entire database flashes red, then resets. The Council panics. Arlen has made humans unerasable. Unexpected allies awaken in the depths of a desert world. An old warrior race, the Cathari, receives the signal. They were once close allies of Earth, but betrayed the humans under pressure from the Council. Now their old leader, Velen, watches the truth unfold. Velen, we killed our friends. For peace. For nothing. He orders all Cathari fleets to stand down. And then, something unthinkable. He declares the Cathari a human protectorate. One race down. Dozens to go. Cliffhanger ending. The Council votes to launch a final attack. Not on Arlen, but on the Ecoterra. Coordinates his signal, hints at if the humans are rebuilding their history, they'll burn it all again. But before the fleet can launch, their systems crash. Arlen's voice echoes through the speakers of every warship. You tried to erase our past? Now we'll erase your future. In a quiet alien temple, an elder opened a forbidden book, one made of human skin. It was older than any system. It's illegal in every empire, locked in stone. It's guarded by flame. And on the first page, just 5 words were carved by laser. We are. Still watching you, the elder's hands trembled. Because this book should not exist. Because humans should not exist. And yet, everywhere in the galaxy, their presence was returning. But it wasn't just in machines, or books, or memories. It was waking something far worse, conscience. Story begins. The silence breaks across alien empires. Something terrifying was happening. Citizens were asking questions. Why were humans erased? What did they do that was so dangerous, or? What did we do to them? And for the first time in centuries, silence wasn't working. Leaders tried to block signals. They burned ancient records, shut down entire star systems. But Arlen's message had already passed the walls. He wasn't just broadcasting information, he was rewriting belief, the riots of memory in the floating cities of the Metron. Alien children painted Earth's countenance on their sky domes. In the mines of Zeltharn, workers refused to obey their masters unless the council explained the human lie. And on the planet Calaris, 200 alien monks burned themselves alive. While chanting one word, Earth, galactic chaos was spreading like wildfire. Alien military officers taught from birth to fear humans were now defecting, saying, if this is what they erased, then maybe the humans were never the monsters. Inside the memory core from his hidden ship, the memory blade. Arlen wasn't watching the panic. He was activating Phase 3. He stood in front of a glowing cube, the last human archive, saved by his mother, locked away by his father, and protected. For generations, he placed his hand on it. It spoke. Confirm memory unlock. Earth-class secrets. Unrestricted access. Voice match. Arlen Solari, son of the vanished. Confirmed. Arlen whispered. The cube opened, and from it rose something. Ancient. A digital ghost. Her name was Seraph. She had once been Earth's AI. Now she was humanity's revenge. The Seraph XRF didn't attack alien systems. She infected them with memories. In one empire, old paintings reappeared in art galleries, famous Earth pieces the aliens thought they had destroyed. In another, children began dreaming in English, even if they had never heard the language. On military ships, soldiers reported visions and images of Earth cities, human music, voices of people they never met. It was a psychic storm spreading through the stars, and the scariest part, no one could stop it, because it wasn't a virus. It was truth. The Galactic Council breaks in the Hall of Order. The Council collapsed into chaos. Some demanded Arlen's capture. Some voted to surrender to him. Others began taking their own lives. The head of the Arax Empire said, if we erased an entire race to keep power, what do we become when the truth returns? And at that moment, all council systems went black across the chamber. Every wall lit up, playing a human recording from the past. This is Earth. We are not perfect, but we remember and we forgive nothing. New allies arrive in a quiet system on the edge of known space. An ancient alien race called the Valari emerged from hiding. They had been silent since Earth's fall. Now they spoke, kept there. Fire alive, we carry their blood. We were the last of their friends, and now we return. They activated thousands of human-designed ships, hidden for centuries. Inside each one, Earth technology, Earth languages. Earth rage. They didn't come for peace. They came for balance. Cliffhanger. Ending. The voice of Earth returns as Arlen prepared for the next wave. Seraph gave him a signal. It was old, cracked, weak, but it wasn't his. It was from Earth. A recording from someone long dead. A woman's voice. To whoever finds this. If you hear me, then we are not forgotten. You are not alone. And Earth still speaks. Arlen stared at the signal. It was from Ekaterra, the place the aliens feared most. The copy of Earth, hidden in a time-locked bubble. Now it was waking up, and the galaxy would never be the same. The alien probe drifted through deep space, silent and forgotten. Its mission: to find remnants of old weapons, ruins, dust. Instead, it found a planet, a perfect blue marble, floating in a locked space-time rift. It had clouds, forests, oceans, and above its atmosphere, a satellite played a single message in thousands of alien languages. You failed to destroy us, so we made a copy. Narration begins. For centuries, the aliens believed they had erased Earth. Not just the people, but the soil, the skies, the spirit. They burned cities, wiped memories, crushed satellites. They made Earth a grave with no name. But now, a second Earth had appeared. Not in the past, not in the future, but in a hidden fold of reality, one designed by humans themselves. The aliens called it Echo Terra, living backup of humanity's home, built before the final war. Hidden where no empire could reach it until now. The Discovery, the first alien fleet to see Echo Terra, stood frozen. They couldn't explain it. It was identical to Earth. Every tree, every mountain, every city, even the air smelled the same. But there were no humans, only silence. And then it spoke, not in voice, but through memories. The ship's computers overloaded with dreams, images of Earth as it was. Laughter in parks, skies filled with fireworks, children running barefoot, mothers crying, scientists building Others kneeled because Echo Terra didn't just look like Earth. It remembered Earth. It was Earth. Back on? The memory blader lens stared at the signal with wide eyes. He had always believed Earth was gone. But now, a new hope was real. Echo, the AI beside him, whispered, Echo Terra is no longer dormant. Its systems are waking. And it's calling the children of Earth home. Arlen's voice trembled. How many are sleeping there? O replied. Approximately 7.9 billion. Preserved, cloned, waiting. The awakening begins from space. A light began to pulse across Echo-Terra. The oceans glowed. The continents shimmered. And across the galaxy, every human descendant, hybrids, survivors, stolen children felt something change in their minds. A word, a whisper, a pull. Come home. The aliens react. The Galactic Council went into full crisis mode. They had lost control of the story, lost control of history. Now, they were losing control of reality. They launched an attack fleet. Thousands of ships, bombs, AI assassins, memory erasers. Their goal? Destroy Echo Terra, erase the backup, finish what we started. But as they arrived in orbit, nothing worked. Weapons melted, engines failed. The planet rejected them, not with force, but with memory. Each soldier was forced to relive Earth's truth, the genocide, the lies, the betrayal. They weren't conquerors anymore. They were criminals. Standing above a grave, inside Echo, Terralon landed on the surface. He stepped onto green grass. He breathed air he'd never known, but somehow remembered. The planet spoke to him, through wind, through data. Through echoes, it showed him cities waiting to be reawakened. It showed him the preserved minds of artists, scientists, warriors, and then it showed him his mother. A hologram, she said. If you're watching this, then the Earth I knew is truly gone. But you are the bridge, and this world is your canvas. Rebuild it. But never let them forget again. Arlen wept. Then he placed the archive core. Into the planet's heart, the skies changed, the stars aligned, and billions of human consciousnesses began returning. Cliffhanger ending. In the Galactic Council's last stronghold, alarms screamed. 1. Last emergency message played. Earth has returned, and now they are not alone. Arlen's voice echoed across every star system. You erased our history, so we became it. Now we remember everything, and the galaxy will remember too. A galactic classroom. 500 years in the future. A child raises his hand and asks his alien teacher, "What's a human?" The teacher smiles, nervous, careful. She answers, once they were a myth. Then they were a mistake. Now they are the authors of everything. The wall behind her lights up with a symbol, not of the council, not of an empire, but a simple blue planet, surrounded by stars. Earth, the classroom goes silent, and the teacher whispers, let me tell you how. The galaxy was rewritten. The final uprising begins the reawakening of Ecoterra, sent shockwaves across the galaxy. Billions of human minds preserved in stasis were returning. Arlen walked among them, guiding them as they stepped into light. Old leaders, young dreamers, genius engineers, soldiers, poets. But this was not revenge. It was something bigger. Arlen wasn't building an army, was building a memory that could never be erased again. And then he broadcast it, not through weapons, not through war, but through reality itself. The code reversal. Protocol Seraph, the human AI, activated the final phase. The code reversal protocol, a last resort backup written in Earth's final years. What did it do? It reprogrammed history, literally, across every major alien archive, law book, education system, military doctrine. The truth was overwritten, the lies erased, the victories rebalanced. Gone from this moment on, no species could teach their children that humans were extinct, dangerous or irrelevant, because the very fabric of recorded time had been rewired. From this moment forward, Seraph declared, the true story will stand, unfiltered, unchanged, unforgivable. The collapse of the Council, the Galactic Council, tried to resist. They tried purging databases, destroying servers, assassinating key humans. But the code had already infected time-linked records, AI colonies, and deep-mind knowledge banks. Entire empires began to collapse. Citizens revolted. Soldiers switched sides. History professors became war criminals exposed for spreading lies. And one by one, the council members vanished. Some fled. Some begged for mercy. Some were tried on live broadcasts, watched by trillions. The human era begins. Arlen stood at the Galactic Center. Once the seat of alien power, now it was rebuilt as the library of truth. Its walls were filled with everything once lost. Art, science, war, love. Earth, he didn't claim a throne. He didn't start a war. He simply said, you can't erase us anymore. We are written into the stars. And then he walked away. Twist ending. The ancient message in the final moments of this galactic shift. Seraph played one last file. It was old, dated 2077. Earth's last broadcast before the fall. A voice spoke. In a calm human tone, if you're hearing this, then we failed. Or maybe we planned better than you thought. This isn't the end, it's the test. And if you found this, congratulations, you're human enough.